Imagine this, you're scrolling through your phone, mindlessly checking social media when suddenly you see it. Your dream home, the perfect place in your ideal neighborhood. You click on the listing, your heart racing with excitement, and then you see the price. Your excitement turns to disbelief, then frustration, then anger. How is it possible that this basic human need, a place to call home, has become so outrageously expensive? Welcome to the Great Housing Heist, a deep dive into the bizarre world of modern real estate, where the rules of supply and demand seem to have gone out the window. Over the next 20 minutes, we're going to unravel this mystery, exposing the hidden forces that are reshaping the housing market and potentially your entire financial future. You'll discover why your grandparents could afford a house on one income, but you can't on two. We'll explore the sneaky tricks lenders use to keep you in the game, even when you can't afford to play. You'll learn why some people are getting filthy rich off this crisis, and it's probably not who you think. And most importantly, we'll discuss what you can do to protect yourself, and maybe, just maybe, find a way to win in this rigged game. So buckle up, because we're about to take a wild ride through the topsy-turvy world of modern real estate. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll never look at a for sale sign the same way again. Let's start with a simple promise that's been the cornerstone of the American dream for decades. Buy a home, watch its value grow, and secure your financial future. It's a story as old as apple pie, right? Well, let's see how that story holds up in today's world. If we look at U.S. home prices over the past 50 years, adjusted for inflation, we see a clear trend. They're going up, and away. Now you might be thinking, well, that's good news for homeowners, right? Not so fast. When we compare this to median household income over the same period, we see a problem. While home prices have been on a rocket ship to the moon, incomes have been puttering along like a tired old Chevy. Let's zoom in on more recent history. In 1972, the median home price was about $29,000. Sounds like a bargain, right? Well, here's the crucial bit. That was about 3 times the median household income of $9,700. Now, fast forward to 2022, the median home price? A whopping $428,700, and the median household income? Just $70,784. Do the math, and you'll see that homes now cost over 6 times the median income. But wait, it gets worse. In 2021, about 60% of homes on the market were considered affordable for the average family. Just 1 year later, that number plummeted to 21%. In other words, in the blink of an eye, 2/3 of affordable housing vanished from the market. Now I know what you're thinking. If nobody can afford these prices, won't the market crash? It's a logical question, and in a normal market you'd be right. But the modern housing market is anything but normal. In fact, we're about to dive into 3 mind-bending reasons why housing prices could keep climbing, even as affordability hits rock bottom. Reason number 1. You don't need to afford a house to buy one. I know, it sounds like I've lost my marbles. But hear me out, because this is where things get really interesting. See, when we talk about affording a house, we're not actually talking about having all the money up front. We're talking about the down payment. That chunk of cash you need to get your foot in the door, literally. Traditionally, you needed a 20% down payment. On that median-priced home we mentioned earlier, that would be about $85,740. Ouch. But here's where the magic happens. The average down payment for first-time buyers has shrunk to just 7%. Some lenders are even experimenting with 1% down payments. Let's do the math. At 7%, you'd need just $30,009 for that median-priced home. At 1%, a mere $4,287. Suddenly that unaffordable home doesn't seem quite so out of reach, does it? But here's the catch. You still owe the rest of that $428,700. It's like trying to catch a speeding train by lowering the platform. Sure, you can jump on, but can you handle the ride? Now let's move on to reason number 2. Nobody's selling. It's a classic case of you can't have your cake and eat it too, and it's wreaking havoc on the housing market. Picture this. You bought your home a few years ago when interest rates were at historic lows. Your mortgage payment is manageable and life is good. Now home prices have skyrocketed, and you could make a tidy profit by selling. But here's the rub. Where would you go? Any new home you buy would come with a much higher price tag and a much higher interest rate. This dilemma has led to a phenomenon economists call rate lock. Home sales in America have plunged to their lowest level in a decade, despite population growth. It's like a game of musical chairs, but the music never stops and nobody wants to give up their seat. Adding fuel to the fire, more young adults are choosing, or being forced, to live with their parents to avoid the unaffordable housing market. For the first time in 160 years, the average household size is increasing. It's a trend that's putting even more pressure on an already tight housing supply. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the grand finale. Reason number 3. The investor takeover. While regular folks are being priced out of the market, another group is swooping in like vultures to a feast. In 2022, investment purchases of homes grew by a staggering 145%. That's not a typo. 145%. We're talking about big institutional investors, private equity firms, and real estate investment trusts, REITs, buying up properties left and right. Think about it. These investors don't need mortgages. They don't care about interest rates. They're playing a completely different game. It's like Monopoly, but with real houses and real consequences. This trend is reshaping the entire housing market. More homes are being turned into rentals, reducing the supply for potential buyers even further. And as investors snatch up more properties, they gain more control over prices, potentially driving them even higher. So where does this leave you, the aspiring homeowner? Here's what you need to know to navigate this new reality first. Rethink the American dream. Homeownership isn't the only path to financial stability. Investing in stocks, bonds, or even REITs can build wealth over time. Don't let the allure of homeownership blind you to other opportunities. Second, consider location. If you're determined to buy, look at more affordable areas. Your dollar goes a lot further in some parts of the country. Remote work has opened up new possibilities. Why not take advantage? Third, stay informed. The market is always changing. What seems impossible today might be achievable tomorrow. Keep an eye on interest rates, housing policies, and local market trends. Fourth, be patient. Housing bubbles don't last forever. Keep saving and be ready to act when opportunities arise. Remember, timing the market perfectly is impossible, but being prepared is always smart. Fifth, consider alternative housing options. Tiny homes, co-living spaces, and other innovative housing solutions are gaining popularity. They might not be traditional, but they could offer a path to homeownership or at least more affordable living. Lastly, advocate for change. The housing crisis is a systemic issue that requires systemic solutions. Get involved in local politics, support policies that promote affordable housing, and make your voice heard. The housing market might seem like a runaway train right now, but remember, every market has its cycles. By understanding the forces at play, you can make smarter decisions about your financial future, whether that includes homeownership or not. So, what do you think? Is the American dream of homeownership dead, or just evolving? Has the great housing heist left you feeling robbed, or have you found ways to adapt and thrive? If this discussion has left you feeling a bit overwhelmed, don't worry. Remember, knowledge is power. You might not be able to change the entire housing market single-handedly, but you can make smarter decisions for yourself and your future. Who knows? Maybe you'll be the one to come up with the next big solution to this crisis. Until next time, keep dreaming big, spending smart, and never stop questioning the status quo. After all, that's how real change happens.